All right, in this video we are going to be talking about if you have a zero exponent or if you have a negative exponent, what are those rules? So if you have a zero exponent, it's easy. It's just equal to 1. Don't overthink it, put equal to 1 and move on. The next one is negative exponents. If you have a negative exponent, you're just going to flip it or move it to the other side of the fraction. And then the exponent will become positive. So if we look at our first example, is it going to stay the same? Is it going to move, or is it going to turn to 1? It has a zero exponent, so it is going to turn to 1 or equal 1. The next one, the 3, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a negative exponent, so we need to think of this as a fraction. So it will move to the bottom and this exponent will become positive. And then we need to remember to fill in any empty numerator spots with a 1. The next one, we actually have 3 things to consider. We have a base of 7, we have a negative sign, and we have a base of 2. So we need to ask ourselves a question 3 times. So is the 7 going to stay where it is, move, or turn to 1? And it's a negative exponent, so that means we have to move it to the bottom. And the exponent would become positive. The negative sign, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a positive exponent of 1, so it will just stay where it is. And the 2, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a negative exponent, so that means we have to move it to the top of the fraction so that the 3 can become a positive 3. And the last one up here, is the 100 going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a zero exponent, so it is going to turn into a positive 1. So try the next 4 on your own, and I'll be back in a minute to tell you if you're right. So the first example over here, again, we have 3 things to consider. We have the negative sign, we have the 5, and we have the 3. So we ask ourselves, is the negative sign going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a positive exponent, so it's going to stay. The 5, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a negative exponent, so we will move it to the bottom of the fraction so that the 6 can stay or can become positive. And then the 3, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a positive exponent, so it's going to stay where it is. 3 squared will stay. And then we always need to remember to fill in with that 1. This one, we have 2 things to consider. That negative sign and the 3. Is the negative sign going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It's kind of has a positive exponent, so it will stay. The 3, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It will turn to 1 because it has that zero exponent. Here again, we have 2 things to consider. The 7, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a positive exponent, or there's no exponent, so it will stay where it is. And the x, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? It has a negative exponent, so we will move it to the bottom of the fraction so that exponent can become positive. And the last one, is it going to stay, move, or turn to 1? Anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. I hope this helped. Good luck.